tax revenue. It will also have an impact on employers and their employees. And joining us now to discuss the gravity of the implications is Piet Nel, who's SAICA's Project Director for Tax. Piet, many thanks for your time. Let's perhaps start with issues around engaging with SARS during the coronavirus period and really how that will take place.
Okay, so good afternoon to you. SARS has actually made available some information that you can book appointments. So this is engaging SARS where you need to go into SARS. And obviously, now that you're locked down, you can't get there. So SARS had made available an email address that one can book and make an appointment to go see SARS. But the general principle is that everything related to SARS must be done electronically, and that taxpayers and tax practitioners alike are not supposed to come into SARS. We've got a concern that the letter that SARS will send you on having approved your booking may not be accepted by the police when you travel there, because this is not an essential service getting to SARS.
Right, and another important element, which is what I assume a lot of people are talking about, is employees' tax and really how that fits into the entire situation that we're having at the moment. And of course, here I'm talking about the likes of PAYE. How is that meant to be working?
Okay, so there's special relief, and there were some draft bills released by National Treasury and SARS last night to confirm most of this. The first point is that there's no relief given to employees. So if I earn a salary and there's employees' tax to be paid, that full amount must in effect be withheld by the employer to enable them to pay it over to SARS. But what the relief measures has done is to say that the employer, and this is intended to provide funds to the employer so that they can find it easier to pay salaries to the employees. The employer will be entitled to, for the April, May, June, July months, take and only pay 80% of the employee's tax that was withheld. So they can make let's say a rebate or a reduction of 20%. They will only pay 80%. The 20% amount that they didn't pay, so they underpay their amounts to SARS, is accumulated in an account, and then from September onwards, the employer will pay 1/6 of this amount that was so deferred to SARS, so they will add it to their monthly return. So this will make money available to the employer. So it doesn't give a relief to the employee, but it enables the employer to at least meet the salary payments to the employee and get funding from SARS for the employee's tax part of that.
And of course, an important follow-up to that, Piet, does that also trickle down to small businesses? Does the same rules apply to them? Of course, they wouldn't be making as much revenue as your bigger corporates.
Yeah, in fact, that's the questions are being asked by the bigger corporates. The relief, as announced by the President and as was incorporated in the draft bills, is aimed at small and medium enterprises, small and medium businesses. The draft legislation that came out last night confirms that a business will be a small enterprise if it trades for tax purposes and has a gross income. So we collectively or colloquially refer to that as turnover. It has a turnover of less than 50 million rand. That would make it a small business, and they're the only ones that get the relief. So any business with a turnover of more than 50 million rand would not qualify for these relief measures. It's only aimed at small businesses. They have introduced also, the President didn't announce that, but the micro businesses, so the micro businesses will also qualify for this relief.
Very interesting insights there. And of course, yesterday, the Commissioner of SARS, Edward Kieswetter, highlighting that times are about to get tough in terms of tax revenue post-COVID-19. And that's all from the business desk. For now, I've been speaking there to Piet Nel, who's SAICA's Project Director for Tax. Jeremy will be back with more bulletins in the business news in the later bulletins.